Welcome! You just entered Artist Workshop Gallery in downtown Hot Springs. We are open for business Thursday through Sunday from noon until 5 p.m. all those days. We are excited to have the doors open. We've been open for a couple of months. And that sound we just heard is the sound when customers come into our building. We miss you guys and love to hear that sound and hear you come in. We're not doing a live gallery walk this month due to the size of the gallery. We just feel it's just too small to have a crowd of people gathered. We like to keep it safe for everyone. So we are having a virtual tour today. And if I don't make you dizzy, turning back around. And we have our feature artist today, Jim Heinley. Hello, Jim.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
There's a smile under this mask, so.
Oh, I know it. It's hard to talk. But yes, we do like to protect our customers and protect one another. So both of us today are wearing the mask. But I still wanted to share some thoughts on Jim Heinley. Now, Jim, you're relatively new to the gallery.
Been here about a year, a little over a year.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I was thinking it was 2 years, but that's got me corrected now. And he's quite prolific. How long have you been painting?
You know, really only about 5 or 6 years. I had always enjoyed looking at paintings and drawing a little bit, but I really did not paint at all until I retired.
Until you retired?
About 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so since then I've retired and made a gallery, or not a gallery, but a studio in my garage.
Oh, wow.
And started painting.
Painting. And you don't paint little.
No, you know, that's part of the reason for being in the garage. I paint larger canvases, and I also stand up 99% of the time. I do not sit down and draw like a lot of fine artists do. Mostly of mine standing up, and I'm a very aggressive painter.
I think it shows a lot of energy, yes.
Yeah.
You use what?
I use primarily acrylics.
Oh, okay.
And then my method is I started out using a lot of brush work, but this last year got involved with a lot of palette. Most everything you see here is done with a palette knife. But I also do a lot of scraping and a lot of sandpaper, and I use nails and brushes to scrape marks on and marks off.
I can really see it in this one particular.
Yeah, if you get up close, it's kind of fun, yeah.
Oh, this one really shows a lot of the palette knife effect. Wow. What's your favorite size to work in?
Favorite size?
Size,
I guess the one right next to you, the 2 homes I've got there, they're 20 by 36.
This one here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 20 by 36. Oh, my goodness.
And I've done larger ones of doing that. But with the, panels that we have down here, they're a little bit hard to get up sometimes. These two, the bottom one is San Antonio, and then the top one is a kind of an abstract look also of Dallas.
Oh yeah, Dallas skyline is kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah. And I've been fortunate. I've done 10 or 12 cities from New York to Chicago to Minnesota to Memphis to New Orleans that I've been able to sell here in the last year or so. So that was fun. Great. Selling is fun.
Oh, it's always fun. It helps support that habit, doesn't it?
That's right.
Oh, this is just a spectacular display. Now, is there one hanging here that's your favorite?
You know, I will say that I do a lot of series, 2, 3, and 4 styles. I try to go after, for instance, the cityscapes that I mentioned, the housing I mentioned. The last one I did was I got interested in the water towers up in New York City. And there's over 10,000 of them. That's the way that the high-rise buildings get their water. And it's unnoticed by a lot of people, but I did a little research on it, and I found them very interesting. They're kind of off by themselves. They're kind of solitaire, and they're mostly wood. But what I wanted to do was, instead of just showing them gray and black, is I wanted to add a little color, and that's what I do to most of mine.
Nice. And it's not always the real color that the subject is it?
No, absolutely not. That's the fun part about coloring and painting, is that, like in the cityscapes, most cities are dark and gray, and most of mine are not. So,
boy, I wanted to get a picture of you with all your art, surrounded by the art. I mean, this is just fabulous.
Thanks.
Boy. Oh, man. I don't know which one's my favorite.
And I've
you're right. You've got a panel over
I've got
here.
another panel over here. Again, doing a series of boats, marinas.
Oh, okay, so you don't just do cityscapes.
No.
Oh, cool.
So the left 2 is the marinas, and actually the 3 on the right are just figures I've made up.
Yeah, but they still have a boat or a
Boat
marina
type of feel, right. So I'll group that grouping together.
Yes. This one right here is one of my favorites.
Well, if you like color like I do, that's one of mine too.
Right. But I also like this orange one. Orangish one. It's like a boat in a sunset, and you can feel the warmth, and you can almost feel like you're there. Or maybe I'm wanting to go to Florida really bad.
Well, as you can see through my paintings, one of my favorite colors are all in blues.
Blues.
But when you do a blue, be it a navy or a mid-blue, what I like is accenting it with the oranges and the yellows and the reds, and it really seems to pop, quite a bit.
Right. Kind of using complementary colors, too.
So anyway, it's fun. And I'm just learning, and we've got some incredibly great artists here in the gallery, and honestly, most of my learning is looking at theirs, listening to them talk about it, and stealing from them.
I think we all do that. It's called learning from one another,
exactly,
really.
Right.
So it sounds like you're pretty much self-taught then.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. It is just fabulous. I love the motion of your pieces and the energy of your pieces. That when I first saw them, that just turned me on, and I I would give anything to be able to do that. So I may start mimicking you.
Well, that's very nice to say.
Oh. Well, do you have any message or anything to the public?
When people are in hot springs, and sometimes it's difficult, but, we're a cooperative, and we've got 25 to 30 different local artists. A lot of them live in the village like I do, and all of them around here locally. And we work here, paint here, and we'd love to have people come in and critique us. And it's interesting to watch them, because we get people from Texas, Louisiana, Hot Springs being a tourist town, from all over, Missouri and Oklahoma and so forth. And it's actually very nice to talk to them.
It is
to see
interesting.
what people think.
Wow.
And it's even more nice when they buy something.
We also encourage that, yes.
We don't discourage.
No, we don't, because it is a retail gallery. So, but we do not mind. Most of us do not mind talking about art or sharing. If people have questions, I've noticed that most of the artists are kind of generous with sharing their knowledge.
Well, we approach it not as selling, but as more as informing. And, art is all personal. It doesn't matter if you think it's great, if somebody else passes it by, it's not personal.
Right.
But there's a certain type of people that like a certain type of art. So if you get lucky with the right people at the right place and you've priced it right, it's awful rewarding to have them buy it.
Oh, definitely.
Put in their home, or I've been lucky. They've been in homes, they've been in commercial buildings, and in hotels. So.
Oh, wow, that is wonderful. I could see where in larger venues that your work would just really pop out and
that seems to be
out.
The case, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Jim, thank you so much for visiting with me. And I wanted to let you know again, the gallery is open Thursday through Sunday from 12 noon until 5 p.m. Come by and visit. One of the artists or two of the artists will be here, and you can always visit with them. And as you can see, we do have a variety of art because we're all unique individuals, just like Jim was saying. So come in and visit and be safe. Okay? Bye-bye.
All right, edit me out.
I don't edit.